Who would kill 6 kids?
This story out of Wisconsin is f***ed up. This is 39-year-old Jessie Kercheski, and this is her family friend, 62-year-old Lynn Hernan. A few years back, Lynn was found dead in her home, and on the scene, it first appeared to be a suicide by overdose with crushed medication on her chest. But the medical examiner went on to find tetrahydrozoline in Lynn's system. That's the main ingredient in Visine eye drops, which can lead to poisoning when swallowed. After Lynn's death, her estate was left to Jessie. But that's not the end of the story. Something seemed suspicious about Lynn's death, as though the suicide had been staged. And Jessie eventually told investigators that she'd brought Lynn a water bottle filled with 6 bottles worth of Visine, a lethal dose. Jessie claimed Lynn was suicidal, but investigators say she staged the whole scene and went on to steal over $290,000 from Lynn's bank account. Jessie was arrested in 2018, and the trial just wrapped up.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jessie R. Kercheski, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1.
Not only did the jury find her guilty of homicide, they also found her guilty on 2 counts of theft. The homicide verdict carries a mandatory life sentence, and she's likely to get additional time for the theft counts.
Man, that is disturbing to hear that. She done poisoned this lady over money. They ain't gonna take over $250,000 out her bank account like they wasn't gonna be on to that. $290,000, like they not gonna see that's missing. It was like 29 pennies or something you thought you was taking. $290,000. Now, life for killing somebody, you deserve that. You know, we gonna let you get that, carry that on your own. But the $290,000, you know what? You did that. That weight gonna carry on you on it, wherever you decide. You know what I'm saying? You felt you needed that money. Well, you can't do nothing with that money in jail. You can't do nothing with that money. But oh man, my condolences and rest in peace to her soul, because this evil person she thought was someone who cared, just cared about her money and wanted to kill her. Evidently, she's not here to be with her loved ones.
Who would kill 6 kids?
They had taken some very specific steps to plan out this murder-suicide.
The Harts seemed to have the perfect family, but internet fame hid the horrific abuse that ended in murder.
Investigators say Jennifer was drunk when she drove her family's car off the cliff.
Married couple Sarah and Jennifer Hart adopted 6 children from 2006 to 2008. The couple were heavily funded to care for the children, accounting for...
So we about to get into this heartbreaking, crazy story of, you know, this family of 8 has something tragic happen. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and it's just a review of reaction and informational channel, like, comment down below. But it's just sad, man, to hear when something happened to kids. It's like, all right, adults, you do what you do, you make your own life, fate, whatever. But when the kids get involved, man,
over 50% of their household income.
They took them for speech therapy and kept up with their medication regimen.
Friends described the family as beautiful and loving.
I remember being like, I want to be like Sarah and Jennifer one day. I want to have that much love to offer my child.
The mothers began to distance themselves from their families, but on social media, they presented their family as happy and healthy.
Make something wrapped today for my siblings.
But friends began to notice a contradiction between the couple's words and their actions.
What she would tell me about how much she didn't want to be in the limelight, and then how much the posting and those types of things caused them to be in the limelight.
They began to build a sizable following online.
She would only show them affection when she wanted to capture certain pictures, and then as soon as that was done, she would go back to pretty much ignoring the kids.
This attention exploded when a photo of their son, Devontae, at a 2014 protest in Portland went viral.
What the world needs now might just be what we see in this photo.
Friends say that the couple struggled to deal with the increased attention generated by the photo.
I remember Jen telling me she felt like she had PTSD as a result of that photo.
The family moved between states several times from 2008 to 2017. Some thought it was to avoid the limelight, but a dark secret may have also been to blame.
Abigail was in school and she mentioned to her teacher that her mom gave her an owie and her teacher saw bruises on her stomach.
so it's just heartbreaking to hear how these kids are being abused. You know what I'm saying? We already see, you know, it's a mixed family, so It's just very sad and tragic when you hear stuff like this happen. You know, all that pain and aggression, you should not take that out on your kid.
Within months of the claim, all the children had been pulled out of school to be educated at home.
The child said it was Jen, but the cops eventually arrest Sarah, and she pleads to domestic assault.
The family later moved to Washington. Child Protective Services were forced to get involved when police received a concerning call from a neighbor.
A little girl jumped out of the second-story window on the roof and then down onto the ground and ran to my daughter, and this is like 2 in the morning, begging them to help her.
The girl who escaped to the neighbor's house allegedly claimed that her parents were abusive and racist. When Jennifer and Sarah finally found her, the entire incident was quickly swept under the rug.
And then she had all 4 of the kids come back later and to say everything was okay, and they were all standing at attention like they were just scared to death.
The family next door made numerous reports of mistreatment and abuse. They even told Child Protection Services that the kids regularly begged them for food after claiming to be starved for days.
Once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, as late as 11 o'clock at night. He was showing up and he started asking for more staples like peanut butter.
At the exact moment that Devontae is going to spend the next 8-9 days asking repeatedly for food, she's on Facebook celebrating.
With the reports of physical abuse piling up against them, the couple once again loaded the family into their SUV to run from the allegations. The family drove from Washington to California with all 6 kids in the vehicle. However, the journey ended in disaster when their vehicle plunged off a cliff, killing all 8 passengers.
The cause of the crash remains a mystery right now. Investigators have said the weather was clear at the time.
But an investigation soon revealed the shocking truth. The vehicle had been deliberately driven off the cliff that day.
The vehicle going from 34% throttle to 100% throttle, and there's no subsequent application of a brake.
The truth about the murder-suicide shocked family and friends.
I never saw a sign, ever.
It was also revealed that Jennifer was drunk as she drove off the cliff, and the couple had given some of the children Benadryl to help them sleep.
They exceeded the normal therapeutic dosages. Children were more than likely unconscious or asleep at that point.
Knowing that they could no longer run away from the allegations of abuse, many believe that the couple decided to kill their family rather than lose their children.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's a very plausible story to me. Someone's feeling like a bit desperate, their mask is going to be ripped off, and they'd rather die, frankly, than to be revealed in front of everyone.
The truth about Sarah and Jennifer continues to be debated, but what is largely agreed upon is the positivity and warmth that the children represented in the communities they were a part of. Thanks for watching. True Story.
Man, that is so crazy. And I just let you know, mental health is so real. Just for the simple fact, why did they have to put the kids in it? Why did they drug the kids up with so much medicine, Benadryl, whatever you want to call it, and then they out here drinking and all this stuff? And, you know, of course, we heard about this tragic situation. Now, if you knew about this is my first time hearing about this. I'm just happy that we have the technology we do have, just so they can go further into what caused it or what could possibly be this, or, you know what I'm saying, go as far as, hey, they tried to get rid of this. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is mental health is real. Thank God for all the good equipment we do have for when stuff like this happen. And man, I don't really know what to say. I mean, this world is crazy.